Hello, thank you for joining us today. Welcome back to the channel. And no, that is not just a clickbaity thumbnail you've clicked on saying it is a EHX POG killer. This thing is absolutely 100% the Electro-Harmonix POG killer. This is the Poly Blue Octave from MXR, and I'd like to thank Doug at AMS for sending this over. Thank you, Doug. This pedal, if you're an octave pedal, especially if you're a bass player or a dude looking for big fat sort of sounds, this is the octave pedal for you. There is so much to get through. So I'm going to start at the very start. Where am I? I've just got my Telecaster going. There is a lot to get through today, so I am going to start at the very start. This is just my tele into the katana behind me. Put it on a cleaner sound for you. Alright, so of course, because it's an octave pedal, it actually has 4 octaves, so it has 2 octaves up and 2 octaves down. So that's with all of them turned down. Here is the first sub-octave. Here is the second sub-octave. Then you can add in the one higher up octave. And then, of course, there is the ear piercing. Oh, it's so good. The second octave up and the octave up really make it sound like a an organ. Now, in this mode, so out of the box, it comes in poly mode, of course, because it is the poly. I can turn all the octaves down and just have the octave up and sound like a 12 string. So it handles chords beautifully. So I've got a 12 string. You reckon I should try the 18 string? It's pretty possible. This is it just tracks so beautifully. Let's see if it tracks poly mode with the octaves on. So as you can hear, it just tracks beautifully. And I love having all 4 octaves on. All 4 octaves on because it just sounds so good. Now, as if that's not enough, the fact that it tracks beautifully and you have 4 octaves to choose from, you can hit the fuzz button and get a rampaging, raging fuzz as well. It's just such a big sound. I hope it's coming through how beautiful and big this sounds, because it sounds massive here in the studio. It's also really amazing how well it tracks your bends. So still playing chords there, or a couple of notes at the same time. It still tracks beautifully. It is like a wall of sound here in the studio. It's fascinating. Now, as if that's not enough, wait, there's still more. Now I've got 4 octaves going all at once in poly mode. I've got the fuzz going, and then you can add some modulation as well. So in different modes, in this poly mode, it's like a rotary effect. It is massive. It's a massive sound. So there is another mode on here, which is poly mode. So you can actually make it sort of sound like the Boss OC2. I'll put it on mono mode, and I'll just have 1 octave on. I'll turn the modulation off. So now it's in mono mode. So it's just like the old Boss OC2. So if it'll track beautifully playing a single note. But like the old Boss OC2 in mono mode, when you go to play chords, you get all those glorious glitches and the little random sputtering and stuff. Let's chuck some fuzz on and see what happens. I'll turn all the other octaves up while I've got the fuzz on and I'm in mono mode and see how we go. That is huge, glitchy and magnificent. I'm just going to try and play some chords, even though it won't cope with it at all. It will be fun. So you can see how much better the poly mode, of course, copes with the chords, and the mono mode just absolutely cracks it, just spits the dummy. It's fantastic, and that's the there are a lot of guys out there, especially bass players and synth players, that deliberately look for old Boss OC2 pedals to buy so they can get that exact glitchy sound. So. Also, while you're in mono mode, the mod sounds more like a phaser than a rotary. So you've got, the rotary more when you're in poly mode, and you've got the phaser sound when you're in mono mode. So there you go, you got fuzz, modulation, you've got all kinds of cool stuff. Now, as if all that's not enough, I've also got my Dunlop mini expression pedal plugged into the side of it here with my MXR cable that I found. So it's a real Jim Dunlop party today. So what you can do is you can use the expression pedal to change a couple of different settings, but what I'm using it for today, I am using it to go from completely dry to bring in all the octave and some modulation as well. And it's incredibly easy to set. So all you need to do is put it in the heel, unplug it, plug it in. So it's in the heel position. You set it how you want it. So I might want a little bit of modulation and just one octave. And then in the toe position, I might want this octave, a lot more modulation, and that'll do us. And then you can just use the expression pedal to just fade seamlessly between them. Which makes this incredibly flexible. So this is the MXR Poly Blue Octave. I've been incredibly excited about it. I've had it for 2 weeks, thanks for Doug at AMS for sitting it to me. And I haven't pulled it out, and I haven't done a video with it yet because I've been too busy playing with it and experimenting with it. It's taken me 2 weeks to shoot this video because I've had so much fun playing with this pedal, and I'm going to ask Doug if I can keep it because it is fantastic. It really is the POG killer. So if there's any POG users out there having trouble with theirs falling apart and you're looking for a really small format replacement, this is the pedal for you. It is an absolute ball terror and I really, really love it. The Poly Blue Octave, if you've got one, let me know how you're going with it. Let me know what settings you like so I can try them out as well. If you're a bass player, let me know how you're using it and how you're finding it. That really interests me for the bass players. Besides that, give us a thumbs up and a like. Don't be a stooge. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps the channel out a lot. So give us a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. And if you've got this far through the video, you're a champ. Thank you. It's probably really late somewhere and you're in bed all tucked up watching this on your phone. So good on you for hanging in there and getting through this far in the video. We'll see you next time. Bye.